We're going to be working one of my favorite hip opening series. You'll need a yoga strap, and if you don't have one, use a TheraBand, even a belt or a towel will do. So grab your things, and I hope you enjoy. One of the reasons why I love this one is because our entire practice is lying on the ground. So go ahead and meet me there. So get comfortable with me. We're going to get started with our left leg. If possible, I want you to try to catch above the arch, so more on the big toe ball mound than the arch. And extend that leg overhead. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Just focus on flexing, actively pull down on your strap and then point. Flex, pulling down and point. I want you to feel that deep sensation through the heel and into your calf. One more time, push. I want you to keep that tension, bend the knee, and then just really slowly try to straighten the leg. It most likely will not straighten all the way. You just want to focus on bringing a little bit of blood flow, warming up the muscles. Bend and extend. Last time. Straighten the leg and bring it to a forward diagonal and a nice easy toss. So you're just gonna use your hands to pull the leg up towards you. And this time I do want you to try to keep the leg as straight as possible. Just gently squeeze and engage the muscles on your left leg. The last time. Bring that leg to a forward diagonal. I want you to take out any bending of the knee crease by gently pushing through the heel and squeezing the thigh, and then slowly begin to look for your edge. Now as that leg extends overhead, there's a tendency for the hip to hike up, so I want you to just gently kind of come to your end range and just shift your hips back and forth. Try to find a neutral pelvis and gently extend the left hip crease away from you. Actively pull the toes to your face and your heel to the ceiling. So just begin to drop into sensation, which hopefully you're feeling it like me. And wherever you're feeling this, just breathe into it. So imagine sending your inhale there. And on the exhale, holding the pose and just feel your body soften around it. And so learning how to use the breath in our practice. Taking a slight transition, gather the strap in your right hand, and I want you to use your left thumb right on the hip crease. I'm going to be able to shift through center just a little, and to counterbalance, I want you to take your right knee and pull it to the left. So left pulls right, right pulls left. Take a nice breath in. Exhale, push the hip away with your thumb, extending that left hip crease down and away. Nice flex foot. We're trying to access the outside line of the hip around the IT band. And just keep that gentle push of the left thumb into your hip crease. Just really gently begin to explore a little bit of a shift of the foot. So I'm just gently kind of to rock my foot from side to side. So it feels like I'm trying to rotate the pinky side of my foot towards the ceiling, accessing the outer part of the calf, and then roll back into flex. And I want you to keep the tension if possible. I know this is pretty intense. Flex and hold. One more breath. And then take your time, come back to center. Just adjust your hips and switch up your hands. We're gonna go left hand, external rotation, knee points to the side, and then we take that splay. So I want you to splay the right leg open, dropping that left leg to the side. All right, try not to bend the knee, push through the heel. And this is preference. You can try to come overhead. You may be able to go a little bit deeper on that. Right, and my goal is not to get the leg to the floor, but closer to the shoulder. If you can reach the foot, sometimes I grab the heel here too. Breathe into the belly. Push through the heel. One more breath. Nice and slow back to center. Place that right foot on the floor and just adjust your hips. I want you to take that same little toss. It's a little bit of muscle confusion here. Let the leg totally relax and go along for the ride. The leg will come overhead. Make sure it's nice and straight, so try not to cheat your pose. Seeing if we can't deepen this expression by sliding your foot on the floor. So right leg extends long. You need an internal rotation because the thigh likes to splay open. So spiral the inner thigh in, toes point towards the ceiling. Hold your shape. Gently push through that heel as you squeeze the thigh. And I want you to try to play with this expression. Take a breath in, and on the inhale, press the sacrum into the ground, arching the spine. And on the exhale, try to flatten your back a little. So take this back and forth a couple times. Inhale, arch away. You'll notice my foot might be moving a bit. And exhale, flatten. Twice more. Inhale. Exhale, flatten. Last time. And hold at neutral. Continue to try to push energy through the right heel on the floor. And back into our twist. Hold the strap with just your right hand and begin to peel the hip off the ground, coming into your twist. So using that thumb on the hip crease to go a little bit deeper. Breathe in, and on the exhale, push the hip away. Super deep, but so good. My goal is to get this hip to peel off the ground, but you can also try keeping that left shoulder on the floor. Once you settle into your pose, arm can extend to the side. Breathe in full. Exhale, push the left hip away. So towards the foot of the mat, toes to your face. And one or both hands helps you back up to center. I want you to adjust your hips here. Make sure you feel even. Right leg extends long. Internal rotation of the thigh. External rotation, so knee points out, drop to the side. Holding on with just your left hand. You can also stabilize the hip here if it's peeling off the ground. Otherwise, you can come overhead. Keep that right heel extending away. Make sure you're internally rotating your right thigh. Lacey getting comfortable as usual. One more breath. And back to center. Just adjust your hips here. Bring in your right foot to the floor. Releasing the strap. And focus on that long extension. So rib cage to the floor, don't let the back arch. Slowly begin to let that leg drop. Keep pushing through the heel as you release. As the leg lands, you could extend both legs long, just dropping into sensation. And if it feels better on your back, you can step your feet wide, letting the knees tent in. Our goal here is to begin to observe any changes between right and left, mind and body integration. And join me with your knees bent, hip distance apart. Moving on to our right side. Remember, as we set up, you want to come above the arch, so on the big toe ball mound if possible. Leg can extend overhead, knee does not need to be straight just yet. Point and flex, all right? So flex and really pull down as you flex. Toes to face, heel to calf. Last time. Keeping that tension, I want you to bend the knee and bring the thighs close to the torso as possible. Try to push and extend straight and then bend. Right, so leg does not have to straighten. Our goal is to really just floss and warm the back of the leg. Last time. And extend forward and away. Gentle toss, right? So here I want you to try to keep the legs straight. Let the arms do the work. One more time. And coming to that forward diagonal, press to the heel. Find your end range. We're gonna climb up. Right, so notice here if we have a hiking of the hip, I want you to just move your hips a little on the floor, side to side. Kind of rubbing my sacrum on the ground. Push that right hip away, foot is flexed. Hold your pose. Gently squeeze and engage through the right thigh as you push through the heel. Drop into sensation. Try to begin to use the breath, right? Inhaling to where we feel this the most. Exhale, feeling a little softer or a gentle release as we exhale. Strap comes into left hand, right? Right thumb comes right into hip crease, cross through center. I want that crisscross of the thighs, stable pelvis. Pull the left knee so we have a cross of the thighs. Extend the right hip away as you flex the foot towards that left shoulder. And we're breathing and finding that outer region where the IT band connects. Added sparkler with that little shift of the foot, so I'm going to rotate it as a sickle. So outer part of the calf here, toe or pinky toe towards the ceiling, and then roll back into your flex. Couple rounds. And then hold your pose. Breathe. Last breath in. And then back to center. All right, external rotation, both sides. So left knee splays open, you're on the pinky side of the foot, and knee falls to the side. And here we go. Holding on with the right hand, drop out to the side, right? You can hold your thigh down if you need some extra support, or arm can come up and across. Try to keep the legs straight. We're not focusing on getting to the floor. It is foot to shoulder. Breathe into the belly. One more breath. Back up to center. And just adjust the hips here, lift and lower. Take your little toss. Again, we want to let this leg totally relax. Think muscle confusion. Just let it completely release. All that effort wash out of the leg. Coming up for round 2. Keep that leg nice and straight. Find your end range first, and then slide the left heel on the floor. Internal rotation of the thigh, so the toes point to the ceiling, and extend that right hip away. Breathe into sensation. This is called Setu Bandha Shirvangasana, so it translates to reclined hand to foot pose. Breathe. And let's see if we can do that little added work with the breath. So on the inhale, press the tailbone into the floor. Think of navel to ceiling. Exhale, back flattens. The foot may come in a little closer. Inhale, tailbone presses or sacrum presses, and then flattens. Twice more. And last time. Left hand is doing the holding. Right thumb is going to come right into that hip crease. Coming into the twist. Remember, our goal here is to peel the hip off the floor. And so I want to keep this right shoulder as close to or touching the ground as possible. Push through the heel. Keep actively pulling the toes towards your face. Maybe extending the arm if and when you're ready. Keep the action in the hip. I'm pushing it away. Each exhale, try to extend that hip towards the foot of the mat. One more breath. Slow rise to center. Take your time. Just adjust so that you don't feel crooked. External rotation with this right knee. The left leg extends. Remember that internal rotation of the thigh. Right hand holds as you come out to the side. Now if you need that extra support, you can use your left hand on the thigh. Alternatively, you can also extend it overhead. So maybe the right hand is holding foot or strap. Try to keep that left hip down. Breathe into the belly. And rising slowly. Bend that left knee, foot to the floor, releasing that strap. Try to keep that rib cage down, neutral pelvis, a long leg as it drops. Take your time. As that heel lands, you can naturally just let the foot turn out. Both legs extend long, palms face the ceiling. Alternatively, supporting the back with a tented knee, releasing through the pelvis. Mind-body integration feel. So if those legs are long, I want you to join me, bend the knees, and walk your feet as wide as the mat, coming into a gentle windshield from side to side. Just taking a little bit of time to open up the front body. We were pretty dominant on back body, our posterior chain. Drop the knees to the right, and you'll feel this down your left thigh and hip flexor. Now, if you don't have any back pain, you can lift your right foot and put it on that left knee to help draw a little more length into this left side. We're paying attention, no back pain. If you want to go deeper yet, I'm going to rock to the right, taking that left heel to the glute and literally roll on top of it. So this works its way into a half virasana, hero's pose. You want to get this knee and thigh towards the floor. And the leg can extend long. Take the pose that works for your body. I find the deeper expression is to let this right knee splay open, which draws a little more pull across the pelvis, and that will access our left thigh and glute, or left thigh and hip flexor. Squeeze the hips towards the ceiling, regardless of which expression you've chosen. Keep the action in the pose. Breathe in. Exhale. Relax. Try to soften into your expression. Mindfully exit. We'll square off the center. Feet are going to come right back into that nice wide stance. Windshield back and forth. And over to the left, yeah? So paying attention for back pain here, for compression. As the knees drop, maybe climb up with that left foot on the right knee. Or deepening with your half virasana pose. I'm gonna pull that leg underneath me, right? So this can affect back, also ankle mobility and tight quads. This would probably be pretty painful. Leg extends long, option one, or splays to the side, which is the deepest. So really letting that pull across the hips and then down the right thigh. Squeeze the glutes to the ceiling so pelvis presses up. Think of drawing that right knee to the floor. And relax everything. Transition to your back, placing those feet to the corner edges of your mat, and let the knees tent into each other. Shoulder blades melt into the floor, palms face the ceiling. Close your eyes. Taking time for full body integration, mind and body. Breathe into the areas where you feel sensation. And on the exhale, feel your body getting soft and supple, almost liquid. Notice how your body is affected by our practice. Maybe it's the mind or your outlook. Just slow on the transition, begin to shift your body to one side, fetal pose. Keeping the head heavy, slowly press yourself up. Hopefully you can see why this is one of my favorite sequences to do, especially after a long day. If you've enjoyed this, consider liking the video and of course subscribing if you're new to the channel. My goal is to keep you motivated and challenged on your yoga mat, not just for flexibility, but strength as well. Hopefully I get to work with you and see you again soon, and of course, Namaste.